Hey ho, it's Marco Cattaneo representing Charles III University with yet another study aid. And for the subject ITI 597, the subject that covers service management. Hey, in today's topic we're going to take a closer look at some of the objectives for the process access management. So access management's objectives. Yeah, access management. Access management is the process responsible for allowing users to make use of like IT services, IT systems, data, and like any other like IT infrastructure related assets. For example, like access to the computer room. Access management, it helps to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of like information. Confidentiality, who shall have access to what? Integrity, like is the information actually complete and like not being tampered with? And availability, like is the information actually like available, is it there when we need access to it? So access management helps to protect the like CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability of like assets by ensuring that only those authorized users are able to access or modify the assets they can have and they are allowed to have access to. So access management, it's often also referred to as like rights management or like identity management. So access management, rights management, and identity management, it's all the same thing really. Yeah, access management, purpose, goal, and objective. ITIL actually provides like a combined purpose, goal, objective for this process. It says access management provides the right for users to be able to use a service, for example like email, or a group of services, for example like access to the collaboration services, including email. It is therefore the execution of policies and actions defined in or defined by security management and availability management. They are setting the rules and they are setting the guidelines. It's access management really like executing those rules and guidelines. So like the purpose, goal, objective, it's like providing the right for users to be able to use a service or a group of services. I'll try to like visualize the relationship between like let's see, security management, availability management, and access management. I mean, it's really security management and availability management. Like they are like the technical, like the more like planning, the more like design like processes. They are like establishing the policies. They are like establishing the procedures and work instructions. Like they really create the rules and they create like the guidelines. It's like access management, like really like executing those guidelines, executing like the policies, procedures, and instructions. They just like do what they're being told. It's a bit like security management and availability management. That's where the laws are written, where like the police force at the level like access management, like they reinforce the law. Okay, they don't make up the law, they just reinforce the law. That's a bit like access management. So of course, like in the background, we've got like all the various like functions, because processes are typically like cross-functional. But I'll talk more about like the various functions like on the next slide. So yeah, access management, it's really about like providing access and the rights to use a service or a group of services. That is what like access management is all about. Yeah, more a visualization of the process access management. Here I've got a user, and this user needs like access, for example, to the service email. And the user may approach initially like the service desk as a function, and the service desk as a function. If the service desk, if they can't like provide access to email, they may have to like assign the request to like another function, for example like I don't know, application management as a function, or like technical management, or for example like IT operations management. Realize that the process that may be dealing with like this request, well, that could be like a request fulfillment, because request fulfillment, they are dealing with like all types of service requests, like especially like those standard ones. If it's a little bit like less standard, well, maybe it needs to be dealt with like by access management, because access management is all about making services available and accessible. Okay, but they are like working based upon the rules set by like availability management and of course like security management. In the end, you want to make sure you provide services against service targets that are typically like documented like within the SLAs, the service level agreements, like managed by the process service level management. So all these processes and all these functions, they work together to provide proper access to like services and groups of services.
Chew, Muskie.
practice what you preach. Yeah. Hey, of course, it's about like understanding the objectives for the access management process. Let's see. In your own organization, like how do you obtain access to like the following services? For example, if you need access to like file and print services, like where do you go to? What do you do? What about like internet and email services? What about like business information system services? What about like office and desktop information system services? What about like storage and backup or retrieval services? And last but not least, like computer and like data access services. So like, how do you deal with these various types of access, and like who deals with them? Who actually like grants you or provides you with access to all these services? Hey, have fun with the exercise, okay? Yeah, what's up, Doc? It's a simple question. Hey, which one of the following most accurately describes the goal for access management? Answer A, to deal with all user-initiated, access-related service requests. Answer B, to resolve all user and customer access-related incidents. Answer C, to provide the right for users to be able to use a service or group of services. And answer D, to approve all non-standard access-related change requests. I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about the answer, and then as usual, we continue. Yeah, of course the right answer is answer C, to provide the right for users to be able to use a service or a group of services. Yeah, in the next topic, we're going to define and explain some of the basic concepts for the process access management. Of course, all part of the volume service operation. Hey, until then, live long and prosper. Nanu, nanu. And as always, I'll be back.